everyone. I am back after 3 weeks of a serious respiratory infection that made it way too difficult to go to theaters and do reviews. So I was especially excited to hit the theater this weekend to see the new biopic, Bob Marley, One Love, which had just came out in theaters, and it stars Kingsley, Ben-Adir and Lashana, Lynch. I have been looking forward to this film, but did it live up to my hopes and my expectations? Well, let's get into it. While you're here, be sure to leave a comment and hit subscribe for more videos. So the studio description for Bob Marley, One Love is a biopic about a reggae icon, Bob Marley, and how he overcame adversity and the journey behind his revolutionary music. Yeah, that's all true. But I don't really think it captures the heart of the film. At the center of the movie is actually a love story with many threads. It's a love story for his wife, Rita Marley. It's a love story for his children, a love story for the Rastafarian religion, a love story for his music. But most of all, this is a love story for Jamaica. The film begins right before his concert, Smile, which was taking place at a time when political parties were kind of pulling the country apart, and he was trying to pull his people back together with his music. The story, it quickly steps into the attempt on Bob Marley's life and how that shook his family, forcing them to leave Jamaica for a time, in the music that the experience inspired. It is really hard to do a good biopic because there simply is no way to capture the entirety of a human life within 2 hours or less in a film. And when you are doing a biopic of a musician, it's even more difficult because you also need to weave in the themes of creativity and inspiration and music that inspired them, in addition to everything else. What they did with Bob Marley, One Love, encapsulated the key areas of his life as a family man, a religious man, a Jamaican, a social leader, and a musician. That is a tall order for any film to pull off without condensing and hybridizing parts of Bob Marley's life in order to create a story that feels true and real, even though they don't get all of the facts right in the film. I think this is something that audiences really have to understand when watching biopics. There is going to be an element of fiction required in the storytelling in order to tell the truth of Bob Marley's experience and the overarching story in the film medium. And that's okay because this isn't a documentary. It's a movie about a man and his impact on the world and on the people of Jamaica. The cast was exceptional. Kingsley Ben-Adir melted away into his role as Bob Marley. He moved like him, smiled like him, and gave off that same easy feeling that radiated from Bob Marley when he spoke and when he sang. It was a great performance, but there were a few times during the concert scenes when the syncing of his mouth and the singing were off ever so slightly. I do a lot of video editing, and that's something that always bugs me when I see it in a film or in a video. So some of the scenes felt more like lip syncing than singing, but other than that, it was a really great performance. The other standout in the film was Lashana Lynch, who played Rita Marley. And man, is she compelling on screen. From the way she moves to the look she gives, she communicates her love and her fear and her frustration beyond words. That's acting. And the more I see of Lashana in films, the more I like and respect her as an actress. I hope she continues getting these fantastic parts that really show the depth and breadth of her ability. What the film gets right is the feel of the time, the cinematic textures, the sounds, and the interactions between characters. It was all spot on and was very powerful against the political backdrop of Jamaica in the 1970s. I also thought they did a great job with the use of flashbacks in the early part of Bob and Rita's relationship, as well as the influence and the impact of the Rastafarian movement in their lives. Films that include religious elements can really easily fall into the trap of getting preachy, which this film totally avoids while still imparting some of those essential themes about the Rastafarian religion that shaped Bob Marley's life and his music. What I wish they had done just a little bit better is the syncing of the sound and lip movements during the concert performances, which I've already mentioned, so I won't go into it again. I also think that they cut down the film a little more than they needed because there were some scenes in the trailers that weren't in the film, and I think they actually would have added to the emotional depth of Bob and Rita's relationship. However, what they did include, what they left out, and what they changed, it all kept the story very tightly focused, which was really good. Overall, Bob Marley, One Love is a really good film. It's compelling and interesting. You get a really good sense of the music, of the man, and the times that inspired him. I also think it's a film that works for people of all ages, and it's fairly family friendly since there's far less violence in it than you will find in any superhero movie lately. The film has this honesty to it that I think speaks well of Bob Marley, and it is a nice tribute to his memory. Have you seen it? Did you like it? Definitely let me know what you thought. I love biopics, especially those featuring musicians. So I would love to chat with you about this film. So definitely add a comment. That's it for now, guys. Stay tuned for more reviews and be sure to hit that subscribe button to let me know that you are here, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. Have a great day and happy viewing. I'll see you later. Bye.